Greetings. Give thanks for life, health and strength and daily substances. Blessed love to each and every one. Rastafari love, itinerary. Yes, and I do give thanks for this day, Black Liberation Day, 25th of May, 2021. Yes, I give thanks. We want to talk about the O.A.U, the Organization of African Unity, founded by His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I in Addis Ababa. Yes, May 25th, 1963, where the HQ is now today in Addis Ababa. African unity is our divine destiny. It is like our salvation for each and every black woman, man, and child worldwide, four corners of the earth. Until Africa come together, no black man cannot be free. None. None of I and I can be free. Whether you live in the Caribbean, or you live in Europe, or you live on the continent, Africa. Until I and I, as a continent, come together and unite, none of us and none of we not go free. None will live on the continent, and none will live out of the continent. Now go free. The purpose of the O.A.U was to bring Africans together. You know what I mean? All of the heads of states them would come to a common ground and unite. You know what I mean? We could unite on behalf of the people of the continent and the diaspora. That was the aim and objective, to better the life of Africans, to settle dispute amongst African nations peacefully, to bring a better living for the Africans standards both on the continent and abroad. These are the aims and objectives, of the organization, where we see where we have fall short of these aims and objectives, just like many organizations. They form with great objective, but a lot of time them fall short. Just like man itself, man fall short of the glory of Jah. Because man has strayed from his original purpose and the real find other things to occupy them time. We see where even the name was shifted. You know what I mean? The name was changed in a 2002 by one chairman who was South African. Them changed the name. And a lot of things have changed since, the objective and the purpose, we see, where the O.A.U was to settle matters and issues affecting even the African states. Them one of the purpose was even to bring Africa and a one United States of Africa. we see that objective has not been fulfilled even today. One of the objective was to bring all of the African countries them as it was in the days of the Abyssinian, because the whole continent was Abyssinian, One king, one government. Through so much different tribes and different tongues, the divide and borders them, it's like we get this word, you know what I mean? So after so much years of colonization, when are we gonna put these objectives together? I can't free till all a black, every black man free. Every man, woman and child, woman abroad. So no matter a man say him comfortable with him fat ride or him nice food, or one over there shall live a better life, or one over there shall have more water, more rivers, or one have more over there shall have better infrastructure. None of I go free. Till all of I free. Until we come together in real life. So me I say, in a real life, we must come together. Every nation come out of the black nation. There's no dispute about that. And I exist 50,000 years, 100,000 years. Long before slavery. As you hear previous, and I say kingdom rise and kingdom fall. But in the time of His Majesty saw the foreshadow of all of slavery and was trying to put amends when he forming the O.A.U. Because enough of the things them His Majesty established is like I want to see the purpose of it, you know what I mean? And where it can really do for I and I as Africans on the continent and out of the continent, Enough ones not really see His Majesty diplomacy. Enough ones not see His Majesty morality. Enough man not see His Majesty divinity. Enough man not see His Majesty intelligence. Enough man not see His Majesty fleet marshal and even as a warrior and as a priest within his own rights. These are the things why the Rastafarian man sees His Majesty worthy to be praised. Born of a mother and a father just like me and you. We not deal with no illusion. You know what I mean? Because the same Jesus Christ, enough people are worship born of a mother and father just like His Majesty. We can't look out of flesh for the Almighty. We can't look out of flesh for God. We have to look within flesh. This is illusion. We're not going to look in the sky. You know what I mean? We're born of a mother and father. Just like I. Because Christ dwell within the flesh. We can't look out of flesh for that. We have to look in the flesh. But today, we don't really want to go into the divinity, but we want to talk about the O.A.U. Because today, the 25th, is Black Liberation Day. Are we liberated? Are we, the Africans, see each other as Africans? Some see themselves as Afro-Americans, some see themselves as Caribbean, African, and Jamaican, African, or are we one? Nigeria and a fight against South African and all of these things. The borderline, you go in, there's a lot of borders. Traveling through Africa, I have a lot of borders, and we're up on one land. When all these borders are going to be, these borders were put into place by colonial people that were put us in a slavery. These borders didn't exist before the man them divide up I and I. You know the Jevina conference when them divide up I and I. At them time that the borders them come in. Them never exist before. And I usually travel, we could just move from one freely. We might have different tongue, we might have different tradition, but to move freely. So these are one of the recommendations His Majesty say. You know what I mean? Remove all borders and form a United States of Africa. Find a better living for all Africans. The O.A.U today is not doing the aims and objectives no good. Obviously, a lot of the continent them, a lot of the African countries them, which the purpose of the A.U was to even look in the Sudan. One of the purpose of the O.A.U was to settle dispute amongst African countries without even no war. That was one of the aim and objective, you know. We must settle things internally without bloodshedding. One of the objective was to uplift the standard and living of all Africans on the continent, home and abroad. We say home and abroad, Africans still suffer, even in America. The O.A.U was supposed to stand up for injustice amongst all Africans. So the injustice them who are reaching America, the injustice in Britain, the O.A.U was supposed to stand up for them thing there. As long as you are African, you can look in at the constitution and see the objective. None of them objective there has not been met. I and I right now in the 21st century, even though things get a little bit better, it seems like it get worse to I, man. I now get complacent and feel like I safe. I may be somewhere, maybe privileged more than my ancestors and previous elders and brethren them were chat before I. But I and I still not safe. Some I and I really take this thing for granted. The bloodshedding of I and I ancestors and elders them. I and I really take this. Not for, the privilege was not for I and I have. We abuse it. Not for I and I use it for the purpose or really for use and stand up for the things that we have to stand up for. You know what I mean? Not for the slave them get comfortable. The old slave them get really comfortable in a job. I tell you that. You know what I mean? Because enough ones, enough of the bossy slave them now, them get comfortable. The one them go to the university and get education. And the one them not stand up for the justice. You know what I mean? None of them get them get diverted. You know what I mean? The system suck them in and have them become a slave. And them don't know so them a slave. You see me I say? The system have them a weirdas. Them working for the system and not working for the cause of I and I. Them forget the suffering of the iron ancestors. Them forget the pain of the elders. You know what I mean? Because them comfortable. Them have them house, them have them family, them have them pretty car, them have them restaurant and I eat some nice food. Them a smoke some nice herbs. Them bless. You know what I mean? Them say them can't do nothing for help the one them want to suffer. In reality, yes, not for we have to help yourself, which is true. But you see, the reason why even I man do them thing is that the struggle is real. If enough people think that the struggle is not real, them is foolish. If enough one thinks that them safe because them have a job, them is foolish. You know what I mean? Because our kids, nobody feel like it a get no better. You know what I mean? Nobody feel like it a get no better. Enough black people still now in a prominent jobs and positions, you know. We are the minority. Even though we are the majority when it comes to numbers on the planet. We are the first. Every nation come out of the black nation. The original Chinaman is a black man. The original Chinaman is a black man. The black man was the first Chinese. If you don't believe me, you can do your research. The original Chinese was a black man. So is the original Australians. You know what I mean? Every nation, no matter if you see a man in blue or pink or in white like snow, the original, every nation, the Asian them, every nation came out of a black nation. It's just dispensation of time. The pigmentation has changed in the Ice Age. And we give the world civilization, we give the world mathematics, we give the world science, we give the world medicine. Africa have all the natural resources to feed the world. The problem with Africa today is that we don't organize and centralize. They took out the organization out of the name of O.A.U and just have African unity. We can't have unity without organizing. We have different issues. You know, we have to find common ground. We can chant Naya Bingi today and chant Naya Bingi a man and we get up and face the same issues tomorrow. We don't own any schools. We don't own any banks. Our business them not working. We don't unite together. We don't support each other. We support everybody else but ourselves. We fight against each other all the time. We keep killing each other all the time. I don't know. I don't know what got me to I and I. The future don't look bright. To be honest, even though it should be looking bright, it don't look bright. Because the more we advance, it's like the more we lose ground. And I have sugarcoat this thing. It don't look bright. It don't look bright. Because enough of we, really and truly, we don't know prophecy. And time I catch up on enough of we, you know. Yeah, time I catch up on enough of we. Enough of we really get complacent. Not for we really get complacent and satisfied when we come cage lion. Yeah. But none of we can free till Africa free. Whether they're in England, whether they're in Germany, whether they're in France, whether they're in Holland, whether they're in America or the Caribbean. None of them are going free until Africa free. Till the whole of we unite as one. Divided we're weak and together we're stronger. That is the reality. Even the Rasta was divided. Not for the Rasta was them is so divided them. I don't understand. A man make even words divide we. The Bobo Shanti them fight against the Ikija. One say Rasta is near I. One I say Rasta far I. One I say Rasta kun the far I. Rasta for the near I. And that divide that cause a war up at the hill. In the Bingy house. Some man burn Bible, some man read Bible. And it cause a division. Simple things like these things, my lad. Even amongst ourselves, you know. We tear down each other for even some simple words, even English language, which is not I and I tongue. You know what I mean? Or this a colour for turn up or colour for turn down. And we see the rainbow them, have the colour them change up enough time. You know what I mean? Everything have a time and purpose. Which is right. You know what I mean? But we use this all the time for focus on the things that we focus on. And it cause problem. We waste more time arguing amongst each other than we put together for build. The energy we're putting amongst arguing each other, we could have put the energy there, working together to build a stronger nation. The vegetarian a fight against the meat eater. I see enough man was say, boy, if a man eat meat, he want pus in a belly and in this and that. Well, I see man when I eat meat, him far from God. So it's not. My grandfather dead 99 and him that eat meat till up till him dead. So sometimes you have to find balance in life, you know. Yeah, you have to find balance in life. We don't come here to fight in a food war. It's a spiritual war. We don't come to fight against flesh and blood. Because that's our decay. So I say, we know it's a plant-based and a vegetarian life is a more healthier life. You know what I mean? In reality. So we must learn to find balance, which is right. A balanced life and a balanced mind is a better. Yeah, so we don't really come to fight them thing there because at the end of the day, and that will carry God Zion. And that will make you find salvation within. So me I say, and what you eat, so me I say, in reality. Because what you eat can come out of you. Because them poison, remember say them inject all poison away and them prophets tell us that now going to have no effect on I. No effect whatsoever. None. It's the spirit and the mind. It's the spirit and the mind. Now for our leaders them, anytime them try to fulfill the works of His Majesty, them get cut down like Gaddafi. Them cut them down. Them cut down Kwame Nkrumah, champion for reparation. Them cut down all of the great leaders them because with security weak. The security weak enough levels, you know. Yeah, with security very weak. With security not tight enough. Yeah, with security is very weak, you know. Where I and I as a nation is concerned. Yeah, with security is very weak. Trust me. our security is very weak. Really and truly, our security is very weak. Our security is very weak. We need to tighten up with security. You know what I mean? Our security is very weak. We see what them do to Paul Bogle. We see what them do to Nani, Sam Sharp. We see what them do to Shaka Zulu. We see them do to Nzinga. We see them do to Marcus Garvey. We see them do to Haile Selassie. The same people, the same man who put up himself for the fight for the nation people is the same people. Them sell them out eventually. And hang him on the cross. This is what them do to Christ, the black Christ. This man growing and peace all kind of good for. And the same people them will say this man never do nothing, them not find a blemish. And them same man crucify him and choose Barabbas. Them choose Barabbas, the thief and the murderer, and over him. And say if hang him and put him on the cross, then them come on, same man come on and tell us boy them a worship this man. It just is a misfit. It not really fit, add up. It not really add up. Some of the things them not add up. You know what I mean? Not for the good them of Marcus Garvey. The Marcus Garvey die a papa. I know everybody I yell Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey buy a black sheep. Marcus Garvey was sell out by more people. More people. You know how much fight Sam Sharp shite for I and I. Same people them sell him out. No, the British them kill him. So at the end of the day, you can't sit down and tell them certain things and and talk about black liberation. Sometimes I wonder if we want to be liberated. That is my question. Do we really want to be liberated? Somehow we satisfied, with what we are live. Not for we don't want to left Europe, not for we don't want to left the Caribbean. Because just as SS Jesus carry to the Caribbean and never return. So I wonder if we really want to be liberated today. Because our liberation is in unity. That's our liberation, that is our divine destiny. This is what His Majesty said. We cannot be liberated by ourselves. We have to liberate together. Do we really want to be liberated? What is independence? What is independence? Are we really independent? Are we dependent? Well, my conclusion is this. Because it don't make sense I come here and talk and don't have a conclusion. All of the nation, we need to remove the borders them. And once you have a drop of black blood in you, you're an African. And for you as an African, your ancestral homeland is in the continent of Africa. And as bad as it may seem to be, if it's not this time where our children are our grandchildren, we have to look forward to the unification of the United States of Africa. When Africa come together, the whole world will come together. That is my conclusion. There's no other answer. The whole of Africa have to come together. We have to come together as a people and a body of people. Both physically and spiritually. And put away the petty differences and come together. Africa can't liberate unless all and I liberate. Now one man cannot be liberated. And a two man. It's the whole continent of Africa for liberate for and I be liberated. So on this Black Liberation Day, my message is this: we must stop fight against each other. We don't come here to fight flesh and blood. Worse, we fight against each other. Yeah, when a day after that, we come here to fight a spiritual war and don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable to say you have your job and to say you have a little money at the bank. Because we say it is not controlled by we. The man them can crash it, make this go up and go down, and you lose everything. The man them can make you get job and then them can make you don't get no job. Them can give you house and car and take it back for you. So me I say, we are not in control of our own destiny until we unite together as a people. All of the low hospital them where you go, all of the banks them where you go, everywhere you go is not we in front of it control. The school them and we control them. None of our youths are not educated by us. Them a teach them what them want to teach we. So we're not in control. And for we're not in control, we're not in control of our destiny. You know what I mean? We're not in control of our borders. Enough of the leaders them a take them a take them a take from foreign from the cut them still a take colonial master still a dictate to them how them run them borders. They're not running them themselves. Traveling in Africa and as an African is even a problem. Yeah, them don't want enough to unite. That is the aim of all of these colonial. Them don't want Africans to unite. And some I and I sing on that narrative that we must not unite either. We must do things for this and do things for that and we'll do things that. That's our narrative. Because how the media feed us and I. But remember this. Until all I unite, none of we not free. None of we is not free. None of us not free. None of us is not free until all of us unite. And that is the reality, because that is our divine destiny.